everybody, welcome back to Hypixel Skyblock, and today I am going to be talking about my methods for AH flipping. So these are some methods that I use to help me secure bids and win. So this is going to be kind of my guide to AH flipping here a little bit. If you do enjoy this video, please leave a like down below, subscribe. We are 90% of the way to 100 subscribers, so if you could subscribe, that would be really awesome. So anyways, let's begin. So the first thing I usually like to do when I start out my AH flipping is first off, I like to have quite a few amount of coin. Now obviously if you want to do a void challenge, you could start over here like I've been doing with the wheat to juju short bow series. Farm up some wheat, and start that way. But in this demonstration, we're gonna say have about, I would say, 1 million coins, 2 million coins. Obviously, this is all challenge money right here, so 4.5 mil. So the first flip I always find helpful, or the first tip, is to buy low and sell high. Now I think this is something that is very, very heavily used in book flipping. This is the best place I can think of using a buy low, sell high mentality. Is you look around here, for example, we have a 140k book right here, for example, and they're going for around that much. So I bought Ultimate Wise one for 100k right here. Okay, and you see they're going for 175, 179k. That is 75k profit right there. You basically just bought low, and now I'm gonna put them up for sale here. So I'm gonna put it up for 174,999. This is the tip you want to use when you are AH flipping, is always undercut people for the most or least amount of profit. I always recommend undercutting by 1 coin, as it will come up lower and you'll be able to sell it a little quicker, and you'll be able to make a little bit more money that way. So it's definitely helpful to use that kind of mentality, especially when flipping books, because if you can buy low and sell high, not only if you have the patience to do that, you could craft enchant 5 books or tier 5 books. So let's say, for example, you have a ultimate enchant such as Legion. That's quite a bit of an expensive one, but I'm going to use it as an example. And that book sold, for example. So you see it right there. So before I claim it, let's see if there's anything else right here. So you see 120k. It's already been bought because I kind of stepped away for a second there. But they went down a little bit. Something with a market like Rejuvenate is also a really good place to look too, because Rejuvenate books are being listed just about every second on the AH, and it's pretty crazy. These things have a very high margins as well, which means that you can check around and start looking. As you see, all of those were bought in the short time that I had just clicked away from the AH. So definitely doing the buy low sell high could get you a lot of coins. It is definitely a interesting method, but you could use it to your advantage and make a lot of coins. Now I would only recommend the buy low sell high method if you are kind of getting started with a bit of money. Like I'd say e.g. 50,000 coins would be where you want to start with that, so you can start the Rejuvenate market. But you could also start it with 5 million coins and do that. So the next flipping method I have is craftable flips, and I'm having to use a different keyboard. I'm playing on my red switch keyboard, so it's kind of hard to do it. I'm having to reach over to do F5, so that's why I'm not doing all those cool F5 shots. It's like a soundboard in front of me. But you want to do crafting flips. Now this is where I recommend you build up some money. I would say if you're wanting to get into the profitable stuff, build up at least 5 million coins before you use this method. So really what you want to do is you want to look at something with a margin here. So let's say, for example, Spirit Scepters. This is the best one I can think of. So you need Spirit Wings right here, and there's only 2 of them up. So this means this flip is definitely not possible right now. So the Spirit Wings, there is only 1 on auction, so there's basically only 1 Spirit Scepter up for grabs currently. So basically, yeah, you have to bid on that, and that could cause a lot. But these are binned. But basically, sometimes there'll be an influx of them. So let's say there were 3 Spirit Wings right here in a bundle for about 9 million coins. Let's see. So let's see here. So I like to type in. Also, another tip, try to get it near down to the word, and you see 12 mil. So these average around 9 to 12 mil, and obviously they're sitting at 12 mil because the mats to craft them are up there right now, and the amount of spirit wings are very low. These are always in high demand, so I suggest using this flipping method right here. Is a very maxed out one right there. Well, not maxed out, but you get the idea. It's got a lot of great enchants on here. And you could also go through the process of enchanting it. I believe each enchant adds like 10 to 20k per in XP bottles, so you could use that to your advantage right now. And you could also add the ultimate enchant, which would add probably here an additional 2 million coins. So Ultimate Wise 5 would add an additional 2 to 3 million coins on the price. So definitely either selling it clean or beefing it up like these guys are, or just selling it in general, it could get you a pretty sweet amount of coins, and it definitely does help in your quest to become a millionaire. And also another great flip I can think of off the top of my head are diamond spreadings. This is not something that I would just recommend letting sit. It does take a lot of management and crafting and time, but right now look at these margins. There's not a consistent margin of 15 to 16 or 9 to 10k. Basically, there are no margins, which means that you can buy one right now. I bought one for 10k, and I can sell it for 15k. Obviously, these have worse margins when people are online, but if you can buy the mats for yours online, set them all up for 20k offline, you can make 340k per listings page of them. So if you sold them at 20k, if you sold them at 10k, it'll be around 170k. So it's still quite a bit of money. If you want to use that as an early game flip, that's probably one of the best early game craftable flips in the game, and it definitely helps. So now we're going to talk about another thing, buying items with a margin in the place. I think this is something I already talked about, but I'm not sure it implies here with buying low, selling high, kind of marginal on them. So if you were to spot items with a margin on them, for example, what item has a good margin? I'm guessing Shadow Assassin is a good example here. So, for example, you could flip Shadow Assassin pieces or any dungeon item, but Shadow Assassins are more than likely one of your best methods because they are very common and people are always in need of Shadow Assassin, as it's one of the most profitable armor sets in the game, even being more profitable than Wither and Necron armor. The chest plates themselves are actually more profitable now to do. So it's actually pretty interesting. But what you could do here is look around for a really good deal. So basically, instead of margin, screw that. I already talked about it. Look for bargain flipping. So some people will list these lower than they're actually worth. And what I recommend is getting an item checker mod to see the item's value. So once again, each enchant's about 10 to 20k. These are obviously about 10k each right here. But you can snipe one not only for flips, but for yourself. So if you look through the pages here and just keep looking around, you're going to find something like that. Disregard Thorns 3 and Feather Falling 6. You want to be looking for Growth 6, Prot 6, or an Ultimate Enchant. And if you see Bank, do not buy it. Bank is one of the most useless enchants, and it will get sold thinking it's a good thing. So just look around a little bit right here. If you see an ultimate enchant, like here's a good example. Prot 6 for 1.1 mil. This is a good buy. If it had stars on it, it'd be an even better buy. But with that Prot 6, it's already got edge over every single thing right here. Now, this is a good buy right here, too, for 1 mil. 3-star Shadow Assassin boots. That's actually a pretty good buy. I would be enthusiastically buying for that. The only thing that doesn't bring me to buy it is the Reforge and the fact that it has no ultimate enchants aside from Feather Falling 6 and Thorns 3, which are kind of cosmetical enchants. You can get them in the E-table, and Feather Falling 6 comes out of the free chest in dungeons. I've got to breathe because I could talk forever and not breathe. So these are two identical ones going for 1.1 mil each. And then here's an interesting one. I would say if it was a 5-starred at 1.2 mil, buy it and put enchants on there and it'll sell back up for 1.4 mil. Because stars, it depends on the essence. I believe it's undead. I think it's wither essence for these that you use to 5-star your shadow assassins. And each wither essence, I believe, is 4K. So just imagine how much that's going to add up over time. So something like this, if it had like growth 6 on there, that's actually a good flip. So I actually have an example of that on yesterday's episode. It did not sell yet, but look. This was a fierce, which is already a good reforge from the blacksmith. It has dungeon stats, it is 3-starred, it has protection 6, and it has growth 5. This is the summary of a good flip. Not only is it a good flip, but if you wanted to buy it for yourself, I only paid 1.1 mil. So, and I put it back up for 1.2 mil, so I'm making 100K profit. I found this one. I don't know if this is a good flip or not. Which is 1-starred growth 6. If you wanted to, I could have combined these two and sold it, but I would have lost money by combining them. So everyone says 500K for those enchants on there from the chest, but to be honest, I think combining them in the long run is not going to do you anything good. You could sell this for 1.1 mil, which is what I have. These are for the series though, so don't. And then this I just bought. I think I got a little ripped off on it. I'm not sure though. I may have to buy this because I've always wanted a golem pet for myself, and I may buy it from the series. And then that diamond spreading. These are very marginal. You can have a moment where all your diamond spreadings are selling, and you need to relist more and more, and you'll have days where they just don't sell all that immediately, and you have to wait. And the final flip I have is just, well, not the final flip. The final piece of advice I have for flipping is try at your very best 2 things. Try your very best to get at least a profit. If you walk away with losing money, it's alright to lose money. We all do in the long run. Even the best flipper in Hypixel Skyblock will always lose money at some point. I don't like losing money, as probably with everyone else in the world, but it happens, and even in real life, it happens too. So, definitely, it happens a lot. But don't let that discourage you. You will make flips where you will make big bucks, and there will be flips where you'll make tiny profits, and there will be flips where you just don't make anything, or you even lose money. And it's something, man. But the second piece of advice I have, and the last piece of advice for this video, is just try not to get scammed in the process. This, I understand, is something that's really hard to getting scammed out of something. You could inflate something as well, and it kind of scam people too. But just if you're trying to buy something from direct trades to flip, always check the prices of it beforehand, and make sure that what they're going to give you, because most likely people are going to wait for you because they're going to try and scam you. If they wait longer than like 5 minutes, then they're trying to scam you. They will wait for as long as it takes to take your money and run away. So basically, just try not to get scammed. If they wait longer than what your patience will let you, then you know they're trying to scam you, so just walk away from the deal. But if some people are actually genuine, but most will try and screw you over. So just try also money-making methods from other people. I'm not saying that mine are the only ones that you should look at, but there are some out there on YouTube that don't legitimately work, and some even take your coins, or they try and scam because they're trying to set up a market scandal and do some sort of big inflation. So it's just not worth it. Don't get involved in anything sus either. That's another way that you could get scammed in flipping. Getting involved in an inflation flip, which could end up resulting you in millions, if not tens of millions of coins in losses right there, like especially in bizarre flipping, but that's going to be another video in itself. I don't know when it's going to come out though, but hopefully you learned a little bit of how to auction flip in this video. I have no idea how I'm going to do the thumbnail for this one, but hopefully you did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.